I believe vaccines should be mandatory. What is a vaccine? A vaccine is a dead or weakened version of a microbe that causes a disease. Vaccines are used to eliminate or stop the spread of deadly diseases like measles, rubella, diphtheria, and many more.
How vaccines work. As great as memory cells are, obtaining them through an infection is unpleasant and sometimes dangerous. Vaccines are a way of tricking our bodies into making memory cells and becoming immune to a disease. They pretend to be a dangerous infection. One way of doing this is to inject invaders that can't do harm, for example by killing them or by ripping them into pieces. Our immune systems deal with these kinds of vaccines pretty easily. Sometimes it's necessary to make our immune system work harder though to produce even more memory cells. Live vaccines are the real deal. An enemy that can punch back is a bigger challenge than a dead one. But this also sounds like a sort of horrible idea. What if the germs win? To avoid that, we breed a sort of weak cousin of the real germ in the lab. Just powerful enough to annoy the immune system and create enough memory cells. Okay, so these are the basic principles of vaccine use. They provoke a natural reaction in our bodies that makes us become immune against very dangerous diseases. Some, like the flu virus, mutate so often that we need a new vaccine every year, but most vaccines protect us for years, or even a lifetime.
Why do people not get vaccinated or can't be vaccinated? Many people do not vaccinate for religious purposes. Many people believe that vaccines cause autism.
What about autism? The connection of autism and vaccines stems from one source that has been disproven countless times. We'll link to further reading and videos in the description. But in 2019, it's fair to say that vaccines do not cause autism.
Many people cannot be vaccinated for medical reasons. For example, babies can only get certain vaccines at a certain age. Or someone could be allergic to vaccines.
Wait a second. What if your kid is actually allergic? What if none of the things we've said applies to your specific situation? In this case, you need to become the greatest vaccination promoter of all. Because if your children can't be vaccinated, only the collective can protect them. This is called herd immunity, and it's the only thing that can protect your unvaccinated child. Herd immunity means that enough people are immune to a disease that it can't spread and dies before it reaches its victims. But to accomplish this for measles alone, 95% of the people around you need to be vaccinated.
Why would you choose not to vaccinate if you could help prevent getting a deadly disease and help those who cannot get vaccinated for medical reasons? By choosing not to vaccinate yourself or your children, you are now susceptible to getting a deadly disease. and spreading said disease to others who choose not to vaccinate or those who cannot be vaccinated.
Him home from a checkup. Jack has some pain, redness, and swelling where he got his shots. All common reactions that will soon go away. His mom is using a cool, wet cloth to make him feel better. The doctor gave them some more tips for keeping Jack comfortable, like reducing any fever by giving a non-aspirin pain reliever. She also recommended giving Jack lots of liquid, as Jack may eat less than usual for the first 24 hours after vaccination. Jack's dad is reading over some information the doctors gave him, which explains other mild side effects Jack could experience over the next few days. Serious reactions to vaccines are very rare, but Jack's parents will call his doctor if they notice anything that concerns them. Sure, his parents become a little upset that Jack is uncomfortable after he gets the shots, but when they think about the risk of Jack becoming sick from any of the 14 vaccine-preventable diseases, they know it's worth it to protect him in the long run.
This is a concern for the general public because it can cause outbreaks of these deadly diseases. In 2000, the measles virus was declared eliminated from the United States. But as of December 5, 2019, there was 1,276 reported cases of the measles in 31 different states across the U.S. The peak of the outbreak was in April with 342 reported cases. The majority of the people infected were not vaccinated. Measles is commonly spread by traveling abroad and bringing it back into the United States. In the 2019 measles outbreak, Brooklyn, New York had it the worst, where there was a high concentration of Orthodox Jews. This is because Orthodox Jews choose not to vaccinate because they believe that God is in control of the illness rather than a vaccine. On April 9, 2019, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio declared a state of emergency, making residents in specific zip codes that were 6 months and older get their measles vaccine, and failing to do so would result in a $1,000 fine. Also, those who were not vaccinated were not allowed in public places until they received their vaccination.
Officials in Rockland County have declared a state of emergency to deal with a measles outbreak.
This is a public health crisis, and it is time to sound the alarm and take the appropriate action.
Anyone under 18 years of age who has not received the MMR vaccine against the disease will be barred from entering public spaces for 30 days or until they receive the vaccination. 153 cases of the highly contagious virus have been reported in Rockland County since October, mostly in an Orthodox Jewish community. New York State currently allows religious exemptions for the measles vaccine.
I think something needs to be done, but just to say, we got to ban everybody and underage and things like that, I don't see that doing more good than hurting.
If it's going to cause an epidemic, you have to follow the rules.
It's unclear how the temporary declaration will be enforced. Officials say violating it could mean a $500 fine and 6 months in jail.
There will not be law enforcement or deputy sheriffs asking for your vaccination records. That is ridiculous. However, if you are found to be in violation of this declaration, your case will be referred to the district attorney's office.
This year, the CDC has reported 314 measles cases in 15 states. Symptoms include a fever, cough, runny nose, rash, or even deafness or death. Health officials stress the vaccine is highly effective and offers 99% immunity against the disease. Tom Hansen, CBS News, Rockland County, New York.
In New York State's children entering or attending public, private, or parochial schools must be vaccinated against the following diseases. Public Health Law Section 2164 provides medical exemption from required vaccinations. If someone does not follow these laws, they are not allowed to attend school until they receive the required vaccinations or have a medical exemption from the vaccines. The influenza vaccine is not mandatory but is suggested. A study released by the CDC estimated that nearly 322 million illnesses, 21 million hospitalizations, and 732,000 deaths will be prevented due to routine childhood vaccinations. As a result of these illnesses being prevented, the CDC estimated a net savings of $295 billion in direct costs, along with $1.38 trillion in societal costs. Preventable illnesses. It allows for uninsured American children under the age of 18 to be eligible for free vaccinations. Most current policies for vaccinations revolve around school requirements. Many anti-vax parents feel as if the government is telling them how to raise their children, especially if vaccines became mandatory. Another big reason for people not vaccinating is because they believe that the rates for these diseases are so low that there's no point in getting vaccinated if they most likely aren't going to contracted the disease. Yet getting vaccinated can help eliminate the disease and help those who cannot get vaccinated. People also believe that vaccines weaken the immune system. This is untrue. Vaccines actually do the opposite. They strengthen the immune system. Many people believe that natural immunity is better than acquired immunity. What is natural immunity, you ask? Natural immunity is when someone contracts a virus, then once their body gets over it, if they don't die from it, they will become immune to the virus. For example, chickenpox. Another policy in place for vaccinations is for travel. Traveling in developing countries and rural areas may bring people into contact with more diseases. This means the person traveling may need more vaccines before they can travel. If you need vaccinations to travel, you should get them 4 to 6 weeks before you travel, so that way your body has time to recognize the virus. In 2014, before Trump took office, he posted a tweet saying, "Healthy young child goes to doctor, gets pumped with massive shot of many vaccines, does not feel good and changes autism." Many such cases. This shows that at one point in time Trump was against vaccinations, and like many other uneducated people, he believed that vaccines cause autism.
Parents about getting their kids vaccinated. Measles, I'm the measles. Tell parents about vaccinations.
They have to get the shot. The vaccinations are so important. This is really going around now. They have to get their shots.
So how would I make vaccines mandatory? The United States would have to change the laws and would not allow people to refrain from vaccinations due to religious beliefs. Under the new law, the only exemptions would be medical. Another solution would be allowing access for everyone to get vaccinated, including those without health insurance. If we can pay for people in other countries to get vaccinated, then why can't we take that money and make sure our own citizens of our country are vaccinated? The United States is the only developed country out of 33 that does not have universal health care. The United States could implicate a law regarding people to have to pay more taxes that will go to funding for vaccinations for legal citizens of the U.S. In conclusion, vaccinate your crotch goblins.